Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Good day everyone, you're welcome to Fusion Mobile e-learning clinic. I'm Miss Lydia Ido. I'm still your tutor on commerce. We'll be looking at two topics under the section. We'll be looking at sole proprietorship and partnership. Now, we have on the board the sole proprietorship. Now, when you hear the word sole proprietorship, what comes to your mind? Now, the definition of a sole proprietorship, I have them here on the board. The first one, it has to do with the business enterprise, owned, financed, and managed by one person. And the primary objective of a sole proprietorship is to make profits. Now, a sole proprietorship is a business enterprise owned and managed and financed by one person. And the primary objective of a sole proprietorship is to make profits. Nobody goes into business without the aim of making profits. So the primary objective of a sole proprietorship is to do what? Is to make profits. Now we have the characteristics of a sole proprietorship on the board. The first one, the ownership. A sole proprietorship is owned and managed by one person. You can see in the definition, it is owned, financed, and managed by just one person. So the first characteristic is ownership. It is owned and managed by one person. The other one is the objective. The primary objective of a sole proprietorship is to what? Is to make profits. Now, the third one is the capital. Now, to set up a sole proprietorship business, it requires just small capital, and the capital has to be sourced. The sole proprietorship has to provide the capital by himself. Now, the fourth one is liability. A sole proprietor bears all the liability of the business all by himself. Now, the lifespan of a sole proprietorship business is not like forever, in the sense that the death of a sole proprietor will lead to the end of that business. Now we'll be looking at the other subtopic under sole proprietorship, which is the sources of capital. Now we have to know, we have to learn how a sole proprietorship source for his or her capital. How do they get their capital to finance their business? Now, a sole proprietor gets his or her capital from personal savings, loan from friends, trade credit, loan and overdraft from bank, loans from government. Now, the first one, personal savings. A sole proprietorship can get capital from his previous savings and use it to set up or start up a business. Now, through loan from friends, a sole proprietorship, if he or she does not have enough money to set up a business, he or she can approach his or her friends or family members to get money from them or to get loan from them. Now, trade credit from suppliers. A sole proprietor can get trade credit from his or her suppliers to set up or to start a business. Now, loan and overdraft from bank. A sole proprietor can get loan from the bank and loans from government. So now we'll be looking through the advantages and disadvantages of a sole proprietorship business. Now let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of a sole proprietorship. Now, the advantages are, it requires small capital. To set up a sole proprietorship, you don't need huge capital. It requires just little capital to set up the business. It is easy to establish because you don't have to start getting all those expensive equipment or machines to set up your business. It is very easy to establish a sole proprietorship business. Now, quick decision. The sole proprietor does not need anybody's consent before he takes decision about the business. So there is quick decision. The profit belongs to the owner, and the owner is the sole proprietor. He does not need to share the profits with anybody. He owns all the profits. Now, it is easy to manage. the sole proprietor has close relationship with customers because he deals with the customers one-on-one. So he has very close relationship with his customers. Now let's look at the disadvantages of the sole proprietorship. Now, problem of continuity. This happens when the death of a sole proprietor will lead to the end of that business. So there's problem of continuity. Inadequate capital for expansion. If the sole proprietor wishes to expand the business, there's inadequate capital to expand that business. He bears all the risk alone. He bears all the burden and risk of the business alone. For example, if there's fire outbreak, there's nobody to help him, or there's nobody to help him out. He bears all that risk alone. Now, unlimited liability. The sole proprietor has unlimited liability. He is responsible for everything about that business. Now, limitation in expansion and lack of specialization. Okay, now we'll be looking at reasons for continued existence of a small business. What are the reasons why people still go into sole proprietorship business these days? The first one we talked about, one of the advantages, it requires little capital. It requires small capital to set up a sole proprietorship business. Now, here we have it enjoys customers' loyalty, ability to change policies at any time. They have the ability to change the policy of the business without seeking for anybody's consent. Now, they have low level of risk because the capital involved in the business is not that huge. Okay, so even if anything happened to the capital, it may not affect them much, unlike the large scale business where they have a lot of capital to set up their business. Now, availability of goods in remote areas. A sole proprietor, you find them everywhere. Like the retailers can also be said to be a sole proprietor because you have them around you. You have them, they have their goods in remote areas. Now, low overhead costs. It has low overhead costs. For example, overhead costs are fixed costs like rent, electricity, expenses that are not directly attributable to the cost of a product. So overhead, that's overhead cost. Now, these are the reasons for continued existence of a small business. Okay, now we'll be looking at another topic, which is partnership. We'll be looking at the definition, the characteristics, the types of partnership, the rights of partners, and advantages and the disadvantages. Now, what is partnership? Partnership is the coming together of two or more people to form a business. You can remember in the sole proprietorship, I said it's a business owned, financed, and managed by just one person. But partnership is the coming together of two or more people. Here I have on the board, it's an agreement between 2 to 20 persons. You can see it has to do with many people pulling their resources together, pulling their resources and their skills together in order to gather their capital. The resources they pull together is where their capital comes from. Now, the essence of all of this is to establish a business enterprise. Do we all get that? Partnership is an agreement between 2 to 20 persons pulling their resources, their skills together in order to gather the capital, and the purpose of that is to establish a business enterprise. And the primary objective of the partnership business is to make profit. Now, let's talk about the characteristics of partnership. The first one, ownership. It is owned and managed by the partners. The people who are involved in partnership are called partners. Please, let's get that. The people who are involved in partnership are called partners. So the ownership, the partnership business is owned and controlled by the partners. Now, the objective of the partnership, their primary objective is to make profit. The source of capital is contributed by the partners involved in that business. Now, the liability of the business is borne by the members of the partners. Now, the lifespan of the business is like for example, if you can recall in the sole proprietorship business, I said the death of the sole proprietor leads to the end of that business. But for the partnership, the death of a partner can never and will never lead to the end of the business. Now, the management, the partnership is owned, is managed and controlled by the partners. Now, let's look through the types of partnership together. There are two types of partnership. We have the limited partnership and we have the general partnership. The limited partnership and the general partnership. Now, in the limited partnership, their liabilities are limited. But however, there is one general partner whose liability is unlimited. Now, in a limited partnership, their responsibilities are not equal. Now, talking about the general partnership, their liabilities are unlimited. They have unlimited liabilities and they share equal responsibilities. They are responsible for everything that happens in the business. The share of the profit is equal. The control of the business and management of the business is done by everybody. So now we'll be looking through the rights of partnership. Before we go into the rights of partnership, we're going to talk about the kinds of partnership. Now let's quickly do that. Now we'll be looking at the kinds of partners. Remember, we just finished talking about the types of partnership, which is the limited partner and the general partnership. Now the first one we have here, we have the limited partner, we have the general partner, we have active partner, we have nominal partner, we have sleeping or dormant partner. Remember, I said earlier on that those who are involved in partnership business are called partners. So we have different types of partners. Now, the first one, the limited partner. The limited partner has limited liability in the business and is not involved in the management of the business. A limited partner has limited liability in the business and is not involved in the management of the business. Now, the general partner, as the name implies, has unlimited liability. The general partner is involved in the management and supervision of the business. Now, the active partner is involved in running the day-to-day activities of the business, and he or she contributes money in the establishment of the business. Now, the nominal partner is just like the franchise we discussed in our previous lessons. The nominal partner, the only thing he does is the partner makes use of his name. For example, maybe the nominal partner has made a good name, a good reputation, like for example the KFC or Mr. Biggs. That's a big name for a business. Now, the nominal partner does not contribute any money. They don't take part in the running of the business. The nominal partner does not take part in the management of the business. The only thing they do is that they make use of their big name. Now, the sleeping or dormant partner, as the name implies, the sleeping partner contributes just his capital, but is not involved in the day-to-day activities of the business. Now, in spite of their different level of contribution to the business, every partner is entitled to profit. They all have share in the business profits. Now, we'll be talking about the rights of partners. Now, let's quickly look through the rights of partnership. One, they are entitled to share of profit. Every partner is entitled to the share of the profit they make from the business. The second one is right to act as an agent. Every partner has the right to act as an agent. Right to the books of accounts. Every partner has the right to access the books of accounts of the business. Now, every general partner takes part in management of the business. Every general partner, not limited partner. Now, every general partner takes part in the day-to-day running of the business. Now, every partner must be indemnified by the firm in respect of payments made. Now, let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of partnership. The first one, we have sufficient capital. They have sufficient capital because every partner rather has to contribute, has to take part in contribution of the capital. The second one, joint decision making. They put their heads together to make decisions, so there's joint decision making. Better management, sharing of risk and liabilities. They share all the risk and liabilities together. There's room for expansion because they have sufficient capital, so there's room for expansion. The disadvantages are as follows. It slows down decision because all the partners have to take part in decision making, unlike sole proprietorship that takes all the decisions alone. So it slows down decision. There is unlimited liability. It is not a legal entity. The business is not separated from the owners. Okay, there's difficulty in management because many parties are involved. Now, disagreements between partners may end the business. Because many parties are involved, there is room for disagreement. So the disagreements may lead to the end of the business. So now let's run through all this together. We treated 2 topics under the section. Okay, we talked about sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship is a business that is owned, financed, and controlled by just one person. He or she bears all the risk of the business alone. And we talked about how a sole proprietor gets the capital. That's sources of capital from friends and family, from personal savings and all that. And we talked about the advantages and disadvantages. We also treated reasons for continued existence of small-scale business. Now, talking about partnership, partnership is the coming together of 2 to 20 people to form a business organization. Now, we talked about the characteristics. We talked about the types. We have just 2 types of partnership, which is the limited partner and the general partner. And we also talked about the kinds of partnership. The kinds of partners, rather. We have the active partner, we have the limited partner, we have the nominal partner, and all that. We have rights of partners and the advantages and disadvantages of partnership. Now, some questions will be displayed on your screen in order for you to evaluate yourself. So, if you have any question, you have to please replay. Thank you.